All right. Today is my brother Richard's birthday. He would have been 57. So let me tell you a little bit about my brother Richard. And I want to apologize for the crumb that ended up on my lip when I was finishing my earlier video. So while I'm telling you stories about Richard, I'm going to finish off my pizza, which is excellent, and finish up. And just so you know, this, for me, this does not, I don't feel a buzz or anything. And a lot of people I know aren't comfortable with alcohol. Some people are. I know that at least my friends know their limits. They're very respectful. And you know where I'm coming from when I'm talking about alcohol. And one of the reasons I have this disclaimer, real quickly, is because I had been raised not to drink or smoke or dance or any of those things. And, I don't smoke. It's not something that I'm saying, to be judgmental. It's a preference that I don't choose to have. I will say I would like to try smoking a cigar, although I have some friends who smoke cigars and they said we wouldn't recommend a cigar because I noticed that it takes them about an hour to nurse a cigar. They said a lot of women get sick and we would recommend a cigarillo. So I am going to try a cigarillo. I do like the smell, but I really don't. I don't care to participate in smoking for my own reasons, but it's more just for the experience. And the other thing is I actually would like to take a whiff or two of a pipe because my Uncle Dub smoked a pipe and it smelled really good. Other than that, I don't have a desire to. I have other habits that I enjoy much more. Like, it doesn't really matter. I think that you know probably what some of them are if you watch the videos. But those are just some curiosities of mine that I think are very innocuous in the short run, in the long run, actually. And in the short run, they don't matter. But I do enjoy, a little wine or a little beer from time to time. I am one of those people who can hold my liquor, but I typically drink about half of maybe what other people do because I don't feel the need to have any more. And I will tell you, I'm going to depart a little bit and then I'll come back. And one of the reasons I'm sharing this, even though it's about my brother's birthday, I think he would enjoy having a beer with me because I do know that he enjoyed that. And I also enjoy white wine spritzers. They're very little alcohol, a lot of tonic or club soda. I might have a little sherry and tonic or sometimes tonic, no ice, and a lime. That is my preferred drink. But anyway, from time to time, I treat myself to a little alcohol. Anyway, so Richard, his birthday tonight. Let me this is for you, Richard. Here's to your 57th birthday, your 19th birthday in heaven, which would have been 5 days ago. And we miss you very much, but I think you would be proud of everybody in your family. But Richard, I'm going to tell some people about you who don't know who you are. So my brother was such a cute kid. I'm going to upload a picture of when he was a little baby. He was very, very happy, and I'm watching him. I'm still trying to figure out who this baby is that came into my life. And he was really precious, and he was born in Brazil, I believe, at the Good Samaritan Hospital, Bom Samaritano, or maybe it's just Samaritano. I remember it was a very quiet hospital. So many people came to see him. And the street that we lived on, the people across the street, Dona Josefina and Sir Wilson, they had two sons, Paulo, so it's Josephine and Wilson, and then Paul, and I don't know what the other son's name was. I'm thinking Carlos, but that might be wrong. Now, my mother, let me tell you about my mom's pregnancy. She never looked pregnant. And she carried Richard in a way that when she gave birth, she looked the same. And Dona Josefina used to help take care of Richard a lot. She might come over, but usually she took Richard to her place, and Mom and I would spend time together. We might go shopping or do some fun things, mother and daughter things together, because mom, it's good for moms to have a little help with their newborn babies. So now Richard was a biter. I remember he would bite me and I would go crying to Mom, Richard's biting me, Richard's biting me. Now, one time he drew blood. I don't know what she did. He never bit me again. I think he was about, 1.5 or 2 when people are biting? I don't know what it was. He was such a funny kid. And so, I read some letters that my father had written my grandmother when we were in Brazil. And it was around the time, Dad was looking to build the camp. And some of the funniest things Richard said was, we were playing, I guess he said, I'm going to put a zipper on your mouth. So I don't know if I was trying to direct him in a play, which a lot of times I would, and he might not like the play I was directing. He was also very articulate as a little kid. And he spoke Portuguese and English perfectly. And he was a very good athlete. And as you know, he had a heart problem and was not able to play sports. The doctors just couldn't clear him to play sports. So he took drums. It took up drums in high school. Was a very good drummer. In fact, when we were in Fort Gibson, he had a snare, a set of, it's a snare drum, just a single drum, and it had the, whatever that rubber cover is, it has a little bit of indentation. He played that because it was like a muffler or something. Because boy, he would just. One time I went in his room and I thought, I'm going to try to play the drums. I loved it, but he was very good, and he was very good at everything he did. He actually taught himself to ski, and we went skiing at Angel Fire. I think he had been maybe one time before. I don't know who he went with, but when we went to Angel Fire, I was in college, and my mom said something about him taking lessons. He said, Mom, I read the book. And his sons and his daughter are just like him. They're pretty good at everything they do. They're running their grandfather's sign company, which is what Richard did. He did work for his father-in-law. And they both have a sense of humor, and so does his daughter. Anyway, she actually is probably the spitting image of Richard, especially when he was younger. And his middle son, I go back and forth. The two look like different aspects of Richard. And Austin, the older one, he looks like Kim many times, and then he'll look like Richard. And Tyler, sometimes I will see Kim, or I'll see some of the Titlow side of the family in him, and then I really, really see Richard. And then Tori definitely is Richard, and she's a Huff. But then I look at other sides of her, and I really see her mother's side of the family. So they're all a very good cross of the Huff and the Titlow side. So Richard met Kim when he went to Abilene Christian, and they worked at, I believe it was the Days Inn, and boy, they fell head over heels in love. I was in Boston. Richard called me to tell me about her. I came down. When they began to plan the wedding, then we talked about that, and then I flew down for the wedding. And she's a teacher. She taught. She was a middle school history teacher. She's taught so much. And that's one of the reasons I'm kind of picking my brain. I believe she taught Texas history, U.S. history, and then she followed her son Austin through, first, second, third, fourth, fifth grades, and was right there with the kids. She wanted to homeschool. It didn't quite work out, but the kids are very bright. Kim really worked with them a whole lot and made sure that they got a good education, and so they're very, very sweet kids. Richard would be and I know he is proud of them. I know he's looking down, and he's very, very proud of them. I think I've told some stories on Richard. I'm going to go ahead and stop and because there's so many more stories I could tell. I do want to say he was such a spiritual man, so kind and generous, and he would do things for people privately. You know, when we had his funeral, a lot of people were telling us things that he had done for them, which was very, very kind. Some people knew, some people didn't know some of the things that he did for other people. And it really, really was heartbreaking when he left this earth, because he did leave a big hole. And people like, you know, when people like that leave this world, their shoes are hard to fill, but eventually we get through the grief and we learn how to turn that grief into something very positive. And one of the many reasons I am where I am is my brother was very inspirational to me. And I saw him live in a way that there were times that I thought, I really wish I could do some of the things he's doing or be the kind of person he is. And he has really inspired me. I can't even go into everything that he's inspired me, but he is an inspiration to me to this day. And I have wonderful dreams about him. I'll wake up and we're laughing, and I wake up and I think, oh wow, it just seems like I was just talking to him, and that's it. So that is my story on my brother. I wish I could tell you some more, but time won't serve me. I hope that you've enjoyed this, and for those who knew Richard, maybe you've got some stories that you might want to add. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you around. Take care.